And welcome back to the channel. On this video, I'm back out on the Lyric Graffiti X. Can't get enough of the bike. Totally awesome. And we're gonna ride, or attempt to, I don't know, look at all the leaves here, in the bike lane. Yeah, it's doable. Anyway, I wanted to ride in the bike lane this time around, just to show you what it's like to ride a Lyric Graffiti in the bike lane, a Graffiti X that is. And I wanted to talk a little bit about whether or not you ride in the bike lane, if the bike lane is available. Wow, there's a lot of pine cones and everything else that you got to deal with, leaves, all kinds of debris. And if you're a biker, you know what I'm talking about. And you kind of have to dodge all these. I feel a little more comfortable with these tires than I do some of the other bikes, but let me tilt my camera up a bit. It's tilted down a little too far. I fixed that. Let's try that. Then I was wondering how many riders out there prefer to ride in the road as opposed to the bike lane, even if there is a bike lane available. For me personally, sometimes I ride even if a bike lane's available. Sometimes I will ride on the road. It depends on a few things. First of all, it depends on how busy the road is. If there's not much traffic, then maybe. And then also it depends too on the debris in the bike lane. If there's a lot of debris in the bike lane, or debris in there, glass and different things, I refuse to ride in it. There's some glass we just went by, and I'll ride on the road. And the other thing that will make my mind up would be the speed limit, what the speed limit on that particular road is. If it's a 55 mile per hour road, then no, I'm not going to ride on the road. I have ridden a little bit with this new bike, the Graffiti X, on the road with a 45 speed limit. And the reason for that was there was no bike lane. So you either rode kind of in with the traffic, or you rode on the side and kind of create your own bike lane. So those are some of the reasons that I ride on the road versus the bike lane, but I suppose to each his own. Maybe let me know in the comments what you do. If there's bike lanes available, do you ride in the bike lane, or is it kind of dependent on situations like I just spoke of for myself? Bit of a hill to climb here. And then the bike lane here kind of disappears in, blends right in with the car lane, and we got a green light there. So this road here is 35, but there is a bike lane going in this direction. If you ride on this road going the other way, the bike lane disappears rather quickly. And so you either ride on the side of the road or you ride right in with cars. It's a bit of a cool breeze right now riding along here, but I'm running over a little debris right now. Speaking of debris, it's not bad out. It's temperatures in the 50s. I think it's around 55 degrees with that wind. You always get a wind when you're riding. This bike is awesome. I'm going to probably say that every time I ride it. It's really a fun bike to ride. I wanted to talk a little bit too about the sales of this bike. So obviously I got my bike early because I was part of batch 1. and then they had a sale on for batch 2. Then they went to batch 3. Okay. And then, so they're almost running out of batch 3. There's a very limited amount left. So if you have any desire to get this bike and you want it sooner than later, then you might want to get one ASAP, because like I say, they're limited now in how many they have left. They have few left, and they say the shipping for batch 3 is going to be January, February. I would probably lean more towards February, just so you don't get too excited and think, oh boy, I'm getting it in January, and then you end up waiting a month. I would say set your sights on expecting it February. That way you won't get too concerned with not receiving it in January. That's what the way I would look at it. And I'm sure we're going to be moving on to batch 4. And I know those folks who are waiting on batch 2 are wondering when they're going to get theirs. I think it's getting close for you guys. But I don't have any updates, and because I'm not a part of batch 2, I'm not going to be receiving emails of that to let me know how you guys are doing as far as time frame to receive your bikes. But I can tell you definitely the Graffiti X invasion is on. And I love it. I want to see all kinds of these bikes on the road. I want us to take over the e-bike world. Graffiti X is everywhere. If you agree with me, put a comment into the comments below. Do you want to be part of this Graffiti X invasion? Basically making Graffiti X the #1 go-to electric bike. I'd love to see it. So if you're in batch 2, hang in there, because I think before long you'll be getting your bike, and hopefully you live in good weather area where you can actually ride it and enjoy it and not get your bike when snow is on the ground. All right, buddy. I had my signal on. How come you didn't? Come on. That's enough for you. Okay. Yeah, this bike is something else. It does remind me, I was talking in previous videos since I got this bike about having the first Graffiti, the original Graffiti, and then when I heard that they're working on the new bike, and then when I first saw this bike, the very first photo, the prototype photo, I thought, oh my god, I gotta get this bike. And then I just wondered how much it was going to cost and all that. And yeah, from the time I saw the very first prototype, I thought, oh, that's got to be my next bike. Because I've spoken lots about what would be the perfect bike. I mean, there's no perfect bike, I guess, but closest thing to perfect. And everything that they had this bike, on this bike offering was about what I wanted. You know, it has plenty enough speed, lots of speed. I have not done a hill climb test yet. I'm waiting to get some time to do it. I mean, work gets in the way, of course. Life gets in the way. And I want some decent weather to do it too if I can. And we'll try some hill climb tests. But something that can climb a hill and can give you pretty decent speed consistently, say 35, 40. And not that you're going to use that all the time, but just that extra little bit where you're not pinning a throttle all the way to get what you want out of it. And so there's that. It's got awesome tires. I like the motorcycle wheels. I like the full twist throttle. I'm a fan of this. I haven't actually, none of the e-bikes that I've had or ridden have had the full throttle. Now that I think of it, the full twist. It's been either a half twist or thumb throttle. So I really like the full twist throttle. It's probably my favorite if I was picking one. Not probably, it is my favorite. The regular motorcycle style twist throttle. And I'm loving the regen braking again. I really got to like that regen braking when the original Graffiti had it. And I'm glad they put it on this bike as well. I'm a big fan of the regen. Boy, this bike is so smooth. Very stable. Definitely you can feel the weight on this bike, but it's in a good way. I think it grounds the bike more, where it's got that extra little, you know, the weight for that smooth ride. It's not going to bounce around as much. The original Graffiti with the 2 batteries was only 80 pounds, so not a very heavy bike. This one definitely has the more weight, and where they've got the battery here positioned down right dead center where you would have a you know, a regular gas-powered motorcycle where the motor would be, that's where the battery is here, and it's perfect. But yeah, this bike is awesome. And I tend to ride it a lot in when I'm riding around like this, even in the 9, assist level 9. So I get the maximum. When I want to go, it'll go, kind of thing. Even if you're not riding super fast, it still gives you that you get the full throttle, you know what I mean? So when you're riding around, you get full control of what the bike is capable of. Another thing about this bike too is super quiet. Of course, all electric bikes are quiet. Some are quieter than others. The Saran is not the most quiet bike. It's got that kind of a, I don't know, it sounds like an insect flying around or something, you know, it's got that kind of sound. I like the quiet bike myself. Like with this bike, you can hear the wind in your ears. I get on this bike and I don't want to get off. All right, well, that's going to do it for this video. I thought I'd take it for another rip. And you know, here's something else you can leave in a comment. If you know of any bike that you think for a similar price point, because a lot of people talk about, oh, you know, how much the bike costs and what else you could get. Okay, what else is out there? Let me know in the comments below what other bike you think would beat this bike for a similar price point. And speaking of this bike, if you do want to purchase this bike, I mentioned earlier they're getting near the end of batch 3. There's very limited amount left. I do have a link I will leave in the description, and I do have an affiliate, besides the affiliate link, I do have a discount code, and that's Oregon eBiker Mark will save you $150 off the price of this Graffiti X or the regular Graffiti. So the other thing I wanted to mention too is that their website now has a prize wheel. So if you take a spin on there, you might get a good discount. I saw recently, a couple of days ago, that somebody had won a discount of 40% off. So can you imagine getting 40% off the $45.99 of this bike? Pretty nice deal. So check that out on their website as well. So I will leave a link, like I say, in the description, and I'll leave the discount code to save you $150 off the purchase of a bike. And like I say, they're limited now on how many they have left of batch 3. And then I'm sure they'll go to batch 4, and I don't know when the delivery would be for that. So if you want to get in now and get the bike before spring, I would go ahead and purchase one if it was me then. So you have it for next spring for nice weather riding. So that's going to do it for this video. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, thank you very much for doing that. Just hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified as to when the next video comes up on the channel, just hit that notification bell. And if you want to comment on this or any other video, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. And thank you again for joining me on this video. And until next time, keep your wheels on the road. See you later.